Have you ever had a fear so strong that it felt like a wall, holding you back from the person you want to be? For me, that wall was the dark. I know it sounds strange, but no matter how much I told myself it was nothing, my heart would start pounding, my palms would get clammy, and all I wanted was light. But one night, everything changed. It was during a special time of the year, a season when everything feels different. The nights are peaceful, and there's this quiet reminder in the air about the deeper purpose of life. I remember coming back home late from an evening gathering, a time set aside for prayers and reflection. The streets were silent as I walked up to my front door. The air was crisp and still, almost too quiet, like the whole world had taken a breath. I stepped inside and switched off the hallway light, planning to head straight to my room. As soon as the light went out, I felt that familiar wave of fear rise up. The darkness pressed around me, and my heart started to race. I told myself to just get to my room, where the light was still on. But then, just as I reached for the switch to the next light, it happened. A blackout. Everything went pitch black. No street lights, no glimmer from the moon, just complete darkness, thick and heavy. I froze, standing alone in the silence. It felt like the shadows around me were closing in, magnifying every beat of my heart, every small sound. I could feel my pulse in my throat, and I wanted to run, but I felt paralyzed by my own fear. But then, somewhere in the back of my mind, a quiet reminder surfaced, like a whisper. I remembered something I had been taught my whole life, that I'm never truly alone, even in the darkest of moments. There's always something greater, someone watching over us, even when we can't see. I thought of that idea, of being protected and guided. And for the first time, it felt like something more than words. It was a reality, a choice to actually believe I was safe. I took a slow, deep breath, letting the quiet reminder settle in my mind. I said to myself, if you really believe you're not alone, then this is the moment to feel it. Right here, in the darkness. With each breath, I felt my heartbeat start to slow down. I focused on this sense of protection, repeating the thought in my mind until I could feel it, almost as if a gentle presence had settled over me. The darkness wasn't so frightening anymore. Instead, it felt still, almost like a comforting blanket rather than a void. My fear slowly lifted, replaced by an unexpected calm. I felt like I had just stepped through that wall I'd been carrying my whole life, and on the other side, I found peace. Since that night, the dark doesn't scare me anymore. I remember that feeling, that sense of protection, of peace in the stillness. It's like I finally understood that we're all looked after, even when we can't see it, even when we feel most alone. So I wonder, what wall do you carry? What fear do you have that might lift if you trusted a little more in what you cannot see?